What is up, you guys and girls and whoever the hell's watching this, because they're probably just that fucking bored. What is up, y'all? How are y'all doing? I hope you guys are doing well. It is, I think it's Tuesday. Pretty sure it's Tuesday. My days are all screwed up. I have not been off work this long since I had COVID, so I've kind of lost track of my days. So, but I hope you guys are out there doing well. I hope y'all are making some money or home with the family, whichever y'all want to be doing. I hope y'all are doing it. I hope everything's going well. I know I ain't been making very many videos lately, so I wanted to make another one. Kind of a part 3 to the truck, what's going on, another little update to it, and a few other things I wanted to go over. So let's get into it, y'all. So here's a little something for you. So I think it was Sunday. I go and hold on, I'm merging kind of onto the highway. Not really the highway, but 31, I guess. So I go, I think it was Sunday, to Kenworth in Nashville, where my truck's at. I'm gonna go pick up, some stuff out of my truck. I had some food items and whatnot I wanted to get out before they went bad that I didn't take out before, because I didn't realize it was gonna be this long. So I get there and I tell the lady while I'm there. She's like, yeah, sure, no problem. Your truck's over here on this front row. And I was like, all right, cool, yeah, I'll see it over there. I go to my truck, right? Well, doors are locked. So I'm like, all right, that's cool, I'm glad to see my doors are locked. I go in and tell the lady, hey, doors are locked. Well, she spends about 20 minutes looking around from not only my work order, but for my keys. Can't find either one of them. She's like, well, I can't find them. Do you have another set of keys? I was like, not on me. I left them at the house. I thought they were in the car, but I left them at the house. He's like, oh, well, we'll have to cut you another key, but I'm gonna have to find out, in the morning what day shift did with your keys and maybe what's going on. I was like, all right, that's fine. I was really actually aggravated, but just trying to keep cool about it. So I leave, and it was an hour drive there and an hour drive back. Well, I wasn't going to go, and then last night I was bored and decided to go back. This time I brought my own keys, my other set of keys. I get there, and I wait about 10 minutes at the desk waiting for somebody. And the guy's like, all right, how you doing? And I tell him why I'm there again. Well, he spends about 10 minutes looking for my work order and my keys and tells me he can't find them. And I'm like, that's the same problem I had when I came in here before. And he's like, yeah, I don't know what they're doing with it. I'm like, well, I can see the truck's been moved, so someone had to have found the keys. So the truck's not in the same spot it was yesterday. He's like, all right. He's like, well, do you have the other set of keys with you? I'm like, yeah, I brought them with me this time. He's like, well, if you don't mind, I'm gonna make a copy of it. Like, all right. So he does that, and he says, well, he's like, your truck's gonna be out here somewhere. He's like, or with as packed as this place is, it could be somewhere else. It could be over on the other side too. I'm like, all right, I'll look for it. Well, it was a couple spots over and in the back, so I had a truck in front of it. I get to my truck, I unlock the doors, and I notice the truck has no power. The truck had no power, no lights were on, nothing. Well, when I'm getting in the truck, I notice underneath my dash that the fuse panel's off, and there's a bunch of wires laying everywhere. There's like 2 OBD ports. You got the one that's right there, just above the fuse panel. It's got the little black cover on it, Well, there was another one under there. It looked like somebody had spliced in. and there was a couple other wires that were like cut and not hooked up to anything, and some were wires you could tell somebody had, had put in somewhere else, like they weren't factory or something. And I'm like, what the fuck, and I take a couple pictures of it. Well, I get my stuff, I put it in the car, and then I decided while I was there I'd look over the truck some more, see what they've done, because they were supposed to start already working on it and change out what they could while they're waiting on the sensor. That way all they have to do is just put in the sensor when it arrives, and then the truck will be done. They have not touched this truck other than whatever they've done with that fuse panel. Engine harness is the same. Injector harness is the same. Those are the only two I could actually tell without having to get into the truck. They're supposed to fix an air leak on the transmission and something else as well. And the engine brake solenoid, which I have no idea where that's at. So it doesn't look like they've done anything to this truck. So I go in, I'm asking them, hey, the truck's got no power. What's going on? And my first thought was maybe someone pulled the main fuse. I don't know if there's an actual main fuse for all the power in the truck. I imagine there might be, but I don't know like if there actually is or not. But I thought maybe if there was, they might have pulled it or something, right, while they were working on it. But I can see that they haven't done nothing really sick except for the fuse panel. Well, it also wouldn't make sense if they had that fuse pulled, again, if there is one, because, well, the truck's parked outside. They're going to do the work in the shop, not out there in the parking lot. At least I don't think they would. Not with as hot as it's been. It'd be easier to do it in the shop with all your tools and shit, right? And they got a big shop. So I don't understand. But I also noticed when I popped the hood, there's a place where I don't think you're supposed to jump the truck off, but you can use it to jump the truck off from what I've been told. Two little terminals, positive and a negative. Well, both of those were had the covers off of it, and I didn't have them off before. So I think they've killed my batteries. I don't know. So I asked the guy, he's like, oh, well, I don't really know I can't find your work order. I don't know what they've done to it. I'm like, so how long are we waiting here? Like, what's the delay, Well, we're waiting on the DEF sensor. And he's like, it's going to be at least 2.5 weeks. I'm like, okay. So that's going to be an additional 2.5 weeks, right? He's like, oh, and I think we got to get another piece of the harness or something. I'm like, I thought y'all had it. Oh, I'm not really sure. I'm like, well, and some of the stuff they're saying is not really making a lot of sense at this point. And something I noticed when I was sitting there waiting before is they have a little framed piece, like old, I don't know what you call it, paper, but basically it's saying that if you give us a 5-star review, we'll give you free stuff. If you give us a 5-star review on Google, we'll give you a free hat, a free thermos, or a old bag, or a shirt, or whatever, right? I'm like, so you guys gotta bribe people to give you guys a 5-star review. That's a little off. So this morning, hold on, let me back up real quick. When I first went and I told y'all they lost the keys. First time I was there, I texted Charlie Monday morning and told him, and he apologized and asked me if I would want to get into another truck. And I was like, well, would it be? But I got back to him kind of late and I asked him. I said, would it be temporary or permanent? And then today, I text him again and say, hey, and I sent him those pictures and say, hey, and I basically explained everything I just explained before this. And he's like, I am really not appreciating their service at this point. Like, what are they doing? And I'm like, yeah, I know. Like, something isn't adding up. He's like, well, and we start talking. He's like, would you like to be in a truck permanently, or would you like just, while we're fixing this one? And I told him, I said, well, honestly, I would like to stay in my truck, because if we're fixing all these things on it, that's one less thing I don't have to worry about later on. So I said, I'll just, keep my truck. He's like, well, that's fine. I can get you one temporarily until yours is done. And he's like, I have a truck, just came available in the it's in Tip City. He's like, it just got done yesterday. He's like, let me get a hold of USA and let's see what we can do to get you up there. So that's what we're working on now. Looks like I'll be in a truck temporarily while mine's getting done. I think they're gonna start crawling all over Kenworth's ass because this shit ain't cool. So, but I really, really greatly appreciate USA and B&G for all the help that they've given me. I feel like they've really kind of had my back. They've been awesome as far as things go. Kenworth, not so much. I feel like I'm getting fucked around. And they're kind of showing me like, this is why I don't go to dealerships. They're just kind of reinforcing that. So, but like I said, I appreciate B&G, willing to get me back into another truck. They're willing to help me out, and I think that's just awesome. That's customer service and taking care of your customers, in my opinion. So, a lot of people, complain about them. They bitch and whine, and oh, the truck's junk, blah blah blah. Well, you're getting a used truck. You run into having that chance. But, and in a lot of these things, the 2017 Kenworths, I think it's 2017, and it might have been 2018, or it might have been 2016s, were known for all these problems. So it's a risk you run into. You got to do your research, So a lot of people bitch and complain. Hey, I'm still with them because of the way they're treating me. They're working with me. They're helping me, and making sure I'm good. Like I said before, USA hasn't charged me for any of my stuff. That's awesome. And appreciated. So that's a little update on that. Got me a little aggravated, but hey, I'm just gonna have to deal with it, I guess. I didn't care to sit around a few more weeks, honestly. I've enjoyed kind of not having to do anything and just kind of relaxing. Even though at the same time I've been trying to stay busy because I've been so bored. So, but I've been sleeping in and just kind of doing my own thing. So I've enjoyed that. But it's time to get back to it, make some money, because I'm just getting fucking bored, y'all. So there's that little update for you guys. So there was something else I kind of wanted to talk about. And it kind of has to do with everything right here, but it's about using your money wisely. A lot of people, especially my age, I'm 24, they like to try to play rich. They like to look like they got nice things and look like they've got all these things, right? And flex on people and shit like that. It was never really, it was something I did when I was younger. But I realized all I'm doing is I'm impressing people that don't matter. I'm impressing people on the fucking internet. It doesn't matter to me, right? Who do these people matter to me? So I quit doing it, It's all about elevation at this point. At this point, it is all about elevating. It's about doing better. It's about being a better person, and just moving up, Here's an example. And some people are going to give me shit for this, and I honestly don't give a fuck, because if I did, I wouldn't make this video, right? So, girlfriend and I split up. girl I'd been with for like 4.5 years, we finally split up. We finally decided, we need to call it quits and just let that be the end of that. So, we did that, right? We only had like a month left in the apartment. We'd already told him we weren't going to renew the lease. I think we had like 3.5 weeks left. So I said screw it and decided I'd be the one that left. Got my shit and left, right? Got a storage unit, put my stuff in a storage unit, and honestly, moved back in with my parents. That's the part people are going to give me shit about and make jokes about. I honestly don't care. I could have went and got another apartment. I could have rented a house or, a little trailer somewhere, off in the country or wherever, right? Duplex, any number of things I could have went and rented, right? So, why didn't I? Well, the way I see it, and it's a kind of another thing with this is thinking ahead, right? Thinking, planning your next move. Well, I could have easily done that. I have the money, But if I'm gonna be, now that I'm single, probably staying out over the road longer than I already was. I was only maybe home 10 days a month before. Just a rough estimate, just quick thinking. I'm pretty sure it's about 10 days what it'd come out to. Why would I go spend, everything in the area is pretty expensive. I was paying $1,500 a month before, between rent and utilities. $1,500 a month. So why would I spend that to only be home 10 days a month when honestly I'll probably be home less than that now? Because when I get out on the road again, even with this temp truck, shit, I'm gonna be running hard. Like I got goals I want to reach, and now I've got even more opportunity to do it. I know that's gonna sound shitty as hell, but now that I don't have her, and I'm not saying that in a bad way if she is watching this, or if anyone she knows is watching this, I'm not saying that in a bad way. We ended things very professionally, or very adult-like, rather. So, the way I see it, why would I spend that? It's like, I think it came out to like $150 a day if I was home 10 days a month. Why? Like, why spend that money? All I'd be doing is, I got my own place. And it's not home like I'm home a consistent 10 days. I was home like maybe 4 or 5 days at a time. So I figured, instead of doing that, spending all that extra money, why don't I got a storage unit, stay with my parents. One, it also saved me from having to buy more furniture. But I'll stay with my parents when I am home, like again, like 4 or 5 days, if that, and save that money up. I already give my parents money to help them out just because I have the opportunity. It's easy, and they've given me everything. Why not help them out? Now that I have the chance. So I'd do anything in the world for them. So why not, right? So I gave them, let's say I give them $100 a week. $100 a week, which is what I give them. Well, that's $400 a month. I'm never home, so it's not like I'm running up any bills or anything. I always buy my own food or eat out, so it's not really like I'm even there anyways. So I'm saving $1,100. That's money I can use towards putting into savings, buying another truck, paying off little debts, doctor's bills, hospital bills, that are on my credit and whatnot, getting those knocked off, paying off my car quicker, any number of things. Plus, even more now that I'm not paying my ex's phone bill, car payment, insurance, I could go on. Not complaining, but just, I did. So just, that's even more money I'm saving, right? That I can now take and use to reach my goals, basically. So, yeah, people want to give me shit. Oh, you're 24, do you live with your parents? I mean, technically I live in a fucking semi-truck, but, I mean, if that's how you want to look at it, I mean, my business address is my parents' address anyways, because, well, I need a steady address. So, I mean, it's thinking ahead. That's the way I look at it. Think ahead. So, because in the long run, I'll be farther ahead if I went and got a place right now. So all I'd be doing is getting a place to say, I have a place, and that's it. That's all I'd be doing. So, think ahead, think about the future, and look at ways to manage your money better. Like I said, if I didn't manage my bills and my money the way I did, right now I'd be in trouble. But I finally got it through to myself after years of just like I was fucking rich, when I wasn't, living paycheck to paycheck. Years of doing that finally taught me, hey, stupid. So there's this little food for thought, I guess. So yeah, this video is like at 20 minutes, 21 minutes. So we're gonna cut out of here. I appreciate y'all watching. I hope y'all have a great day. Be safe out there. If y'all would, like, share, subscribe, and I appreciate every one of y'all for watching. Peace out, you guys.